If you stopped scrolling right now, your brain would panic. Not metaphorically, not emotionally, physically. Because what feels like a harmless habit, that endless swipe, refresh, scroll, is quietly rewiring your brain every single day. And the scary part? You don't even notice it happening. You've probably felt it. That urge to check your phone for no reason. That weird restlessness when there's nothing to watch. That inability to focus on something simple, like reading a page or sitting in silence. But here's what most people don't realize. Your brain isn't just used to scrolling. It's dependent on it. And when you suddenly stop, even for a few hours, something strange begins to happen inside your head. Your dopamine levels drop. Your attention system struggles. Your thoughts get louder, and your brain starts searching, almost desperately, for stimulation. But wait, this is where it gets interesting. If you push through that discomfort, if you go a full 7 days without scrolling, your brain doesn't just reset, it transforms. Hour by hour, day by day, something powerful begins to happen beneath the surface. Your focus sharpens. Your emotions stabilize. Even the way you experience time changes. But there's a catch. The first 24 hours? They're not what you expect. And most people fail right there, without understanding why. So what actually happens inside your brain when you stop scrolling for 7 days? The answer is not just surprising. It might completely change the way you use your phone forever. You don't notice it at first. Scrolling feels normal, almost automatic. You wake up, reach for your phone, and within seconds your brain is already flooded with new information. News, videos, messages, random clips. It feels harmless, even productive sometimes. But here's what's actually happening in the background. Every scroll is training your brain to expect constant stimulation. Fast, easy, effortless. And over time, your brain starts rejecting anything that doesn't match that speed. That's why focusing feels harder. That's why boredom feels uncomfortable. That's why even short moments of silence feel off. You've probably noticed this without realizing it. Trying to watch a full video without checking your phone. Reading something and losing focus halfway through. Feeling restless for no clear reason. But that's not the real problem. The real problem is what happens when you suddenly take it all away. Because the moment you stop scrolling, even for a few hours, your brain doesn't calm down. It reacts. And this reaction is where everything changes. Over the next 7 days, your brain goes through a process most people never experience. It's uncomfortable at first, sometimes even frustrating. But hidden inside that discomfort is a shift that can completely rewire how you think, focus, and feel. And once you understand what's actually happening hour by hour, you'll never look at your screen the same way again. Section 1. First 24 hours. The withdrawal you didn't expect the moment you stop scrolling, your brain notices. Not gradually, instantly. Because it was expecting something, a hit of novelty, a quick reward, a tiny spike of dopamine, and suddenly, it's gone. At first, it feels small. You reach for your phone out of habit. Unlock it, then pause. There's nothing to check. And that's when the discomfort begins. It's subtle in the first hour. Almost like boredom, but not the calm, peaceful kind. This is restless. It's the kind that makes you feel like you should be doing something, even when you don't know what. And here's what most people don't realize. That feeling isn't you being unproductive. It's your brain reacting to the absence of stimulation it has grown dependent on. Your dopamine system, the part of your brain that drives motivation and reward, has been trained to expect constant input. Fast videos, endless content, quick hits of novelty. So when that suddenly stops, your brain goes searching. You may start opening apps without thinking. You may feel an urge to just check something real quick. You may even feel slightly anxious for no obvious reason. But wait, it gets worse. Around the 3 to 6 hour mark, your focus actually drops. This surprises most people. You'd think removing distractions would make you more productive instantly. But the opposite happens at first. Your brain isn't used to slower tasks anymore. Simple things feel harder. Reading feels boring. Even conversations might feel less engaging. Why? Because your brain has been operating at high-speed stimulation, and now it's forced to slow down. It's like going from watching fast-cut videos to staring at a blank wall. Your brain doesn't like that. And this is where most people quit. They think, this isn't working. I feel worse. So they go back to scrolling, and the cycle continues. But if you push through, something interesting begins around the 12-hour mark. Your thoughts get louder, not clearer, not calmer, louder. Ideas you've been ignoring start surfacing. Random memories pop up. Things you've been avoiding suddenly feel present. And this is the part no one talks about. Scrolling doesn't just entertain you, it distracts you from your own mind. So when you remove it, your brain fills the space. At night, this becomes even more noticeable. You might find it harder to fall asleep. Your mind keeps running. You feel slightly uneasy. But here's the twist. This isn't your brain breaking. It's your brain waking up. And if you can get through this first 24 hours, you've already passed the hardest barrier most people never cross, because what happens next changes everything. Section 2. Day 2 to 3. Your brain starts fighting back you made it past the first day. That alone puts you ahead of most people. But this is where things get unpredictable. Because instead of getting easier, your brain starts pushing back harder. Day 2 feels strange. You wake up, and something is missing. Not physically, mentally. There's no immediate rush of content. No instant stimulation. No quick dopamine hit waiting for you. And your brain doesn't like that. So it tries to recreate it. You might find yourself reaching for your phone again, even though you know there's nothing there. You might open apps out of pure reflex. It feels automatic, almost like muscle memory. But that's not the real problem. The real problem is how your brain starts negotiating with you. Just 5 minutes. Just one video. You've already done well. And this is where most people give in. Because it feels harmless. But here's what's actually happening. Your brain is trying to restore its old reward system. It wants the easy dopamine back. And when it doesn't get it, frustration builds. You may feel irritated, less patient, more easily distracted. Even small things start to feel more annoying than usual. Now this is where most people go wrong. They assume something is wrong with them. But in reality, this is a natural response. Your brain is recalibrating. And around day 3, something shifts. It's subtle, but noticeable. The constant urge to check your phone starts weakening. Not disappearing, but loosening its grip. You might go longer periods without thinking about it. Moments of silence feel slightly more tolerable. Your mind begins to settle, just a little. But wait, this changes everything. Your attention starts stretching. You might notice you can sit with a task for a bit longer. You don't get distracted as quickly. You start finishing things you usually abandon halfway. And here's the surprising part. Time starts feeling slower. Not in a bad way, in a real way. You become more aware of your surroundings. Small details stand out more. Conversations feel more present. It's like your brain is coming back online, piece by piece. But it's still fragile. One quick return to scrolling can reset this progress instantly. And that's why this phase is critical. Because if you stay consistent through day 3, you unlock something most people never experience. A brain that isn't constantly chasing stimulation. And what happens next is where things start getting powerful. Section 3, day 4 to 5. Your focus rebuilds. Your mind quiets down. By day 4, something unexpected happens. The noise in your head starts fading. Not completely, but noticeably. That constant urge to check your phone? It's weaker now. The restless feeling? Less intense. And for the first time, your brain starts feeling stable. This is where it gets interesting. Because your dopamine system is no longer being overstimulated. It's balancing itself. And when that happens, your brain starts responding differently to everyday life. Simple things begin to feel satisfying again. Reading a few pages doesn't feel impossible. Watching something without multitasking becomes easier. Even doing nothing doesn't feel uncomfortable. And this is the part no one expects. Your focus doesn't just improve. It deepens. You're not just able to start tasks. You can stay with them. You stop jumping between things. You feel less scattered. Your thinking becomes clearer. But that's not the real transformation. The real change happens in your emotions. You feel calmer. Not artificially calm. Not distracted calm. Real calm. Because your brain is no longer constantly overstimulated. You're not reacting to every notification, every video, every piece of content. You're finally in control. And here's a small detail most people miss. Your conversations improve. You listen more. You respond more thoughtfully. You're actually present. This might sound simple, but it's powerful. Because constant scrolling trains your brain to skim everything, even real-life interactions. But now, you're paying attention again. And it gets better. Creativity starts returning. Ideas come to you naturally. You think more deeply. You connect thoughts in ways you didn't before. This is your brain recovering its natural rhythm. But wait, there's still one more shift coming. Because by day 5, something clicks. You stop feeling like you're missing out, and that changes everything. Because once that fear disappears, you're no longer controlled by the need to scroll. And that's when the final stage begins. Section 4, day 6 to 7. Your brain rewires, and you won't want to go back. By day 6, you're not the same person you were at the start. Not externally, internally. Your brain has adapted. The constant urge to scroll? Almost gone. The need for instant stimulation? Reduced. And for the first time, you feel something rare. Mental clarity. It's not dramatic. It's not overwhelming. It's quiet. Your thoughts are more organized. Your attention is steady. Your mind feels lighter. And this is where things go deeper. Your reward system has changed. Instead of craving quick hits of content, your brain starts valuing slower, more meaningful activities. You might enjoy a conversation more. You might feel more satisfied after completing a task. You might even prefer being offline. And here's the twist. Going back to scrolling doesn't feel as good anymore. That instant dopamine hit, it feels shallow. Your brain notices the difference. Because now it has experienced balance. And this is the part that changes everything. You realize how much control scrolling had over you. Not in an obvious way. In a subtle, constant way. It shaped your focus, your mood, your patience. But now, that grip is gone. Or at least, weakened. And here's the most powerful shift of all. You start choosing what to focus on. Not reacting. Not scrolling automatically. Choosing. That's real control. But this doesn't mean your brain is fixed forever. If you go back to old habits, it can slip back quickly. That's the reality. But now you know what's happening. Now you've felt the difference. And once you've experienced that clarity, that focus, that calm, it's hard to ignore it. Because deep down, you know which version of your brain feels better. So here's the truth most people never realize. Scrolling isn't just a habit. It's shaping how your brain experiences life. For 7 days, you didn't just avoid your phone. You watched your brain go through withdrawal, resistance, adjustment, and finally, clarity. You felt the discomfort in the first 24 hours, the frustration and cravings in the next couple of days. Then slowly, your focus returned, your mind quieted, your attention strengthened. And by the end, something shifted. You weren't chasing stimulation anymore. You were choosing where to put your energy. That's the real transformation. Not quitting scrolling forever, but breaking the automatic control it has over you. Because once you experience that difference, you can't unsee it. You start noticing when your attention is being pulled. You catch yourself before falling into endless loops. You become aware. And awareness is power. So here's something simple you can try. You don't need 7 days right away. Start with 1 day. Just 24 hours. Notice what happens. Notice how your brain reacts. Notice how you feel. Because that uncomfortable feeling at the start? That's not a weakness. That's your brain asking for change. If this made you stop and think for a moment, that's a good sign. It means you're starting to notice what most people ignore every day. You don't have to quit scrolling completely. Just becoming aware of it can already change how you use it. And if you want more simple, eye-opening insights like this, things that actually affect your body and mind in real life, consider subscribing. There's a lot your brain is trying to tell you, and we're just getting started.